going on, guys? Welcome back to RC Voodoo. Today we're going to take a look at the Radiolink RC4GS version 2. I've already owned and done a review on the RC4GS, which is now the version 1, and now I have the version 2, and they look pretty similar. For design, you know, not a lot has changed, but there has been some changes. We'll go over those. How the handle grip is made looks, you know, pretty close. The version 1 is a bigger diameter. They have slimmed down the handle. I would say normal size hands, and I never had an issue where it felt too big or too small, or like I didn't have good control. So that wasn't really a problem for me. But the new one is just a little smaller in diameter, and it seems to be a little more comfortable. But that's just one cosmetic difference. The trigger, this is the version 1. Let me get this out of the way. You can see, let me show you right here how flexible the top part, which would be the reverse, compared to version 2, much stiffer, and I'm actually applying more pressure. So version 1, very, you know, very flimsy, which I've never had an issue with it. But version 2, they've definitely beefed up the trigger, and I also noticed the inside the trigger now has like tread or knurling, or it just gives your finger some grip in there, whereas the version 1 is just smooth. The trigger is now closer together at the top, so the further you slide your finger in, the tighter it becomes, and gives you way better precise control when going from forward to reverse, as compared to the first one. You can see you got a lot of wiggle room up there, and you don't have near the precise control as you do on the version 2. Another thing, version 2 comes with the lanyard clip. So if you have a lanyard, if you're the type that go on very long RC outings and you want a break from holding a remote all the time, got a nice lanyard clip right on the back. Clip your lanyard on, free your hands up whenever you're not actually driving, and you always have your radio secure and close to you. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, flip it around here. Version 2 has relocated the button from behind the dial to under here, under the recess, and added another button on the grip. So before, you actually had to, you know, stop with one hand to push the button, or let off the throttle to use the other hand. With the new design, the way they've placed it up under there, while you're driving, you know, you can still drive. You don't have to stop what you're doing, and you can click the button. And this one's located to where you can use your middle finger to click top or bottom. Say if you're using this, if you have your winch set up on this, or your light set up on this, or, you know, whatever, however you decide to set your remote up, you now don't have to stop, lose control. say you got a basher, or you know, whatever, you're going fast, whatever you got this stuff set up to, you no longer have to take your hands off the remote to physically push the button. You can thumb, middle finger. So that makes it just the button relocation is huge for me. So especially if you're winching, you know, if you're winching, and which now you have the actual top and bottom, you know, forward, reverse. So they've also redesigned the knob here. It is it's a little closer, a little more compact. Let's see if you can get it. See, this one's a little longer. This one's a little more compact up against the body. One thing that I do right away is, if you see the little red, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but I put a little thing of red paint on the center and also on the center marker on the remote. That way it's very easy to go right back to center. So if you've got your gyro set up on these, which I do for my drift cars, I have my gyro set up on this so I can instantly turn my gyro up or down. You can also set your winch up on these, forward, retract, you know, on your winch, and easily relocate to center without having to get down there. One thing I would suggest to Radiolink is start highlighting the center points on the knob and the body of the remote to make it easier to find home, because before you have to really look to make sure you have the middle lined up with the center line there. So that's, you know, get you a marker, paint pen, whatever, put you a little dab of paint on each one and make rehoming super quick. Alright, another feature that the 4GS version 2 has that the version 1 does not, if you notice the top, you'll see that little hole right there, right here, that this one does not have. So what you want to do is get something long and sharp and pointy like this, and just jam it right down in there and pop that out. That's a little rubber plug. So what that is a mount, most likely for FPV, since these radios get incredible range. Some of the best radios I've used for range. I don't know if I have a radio that will match the Radiolink in range. I just don't think I own one at all. Spectrums, Fly Skies, Tactics, you know, whatever. This one outperforms all of them in range. So what you want to do is take one of these. You can get these 6mm to 6mm with the thumb screw. You can get these on Amazon, you know, eBay, wherever you want. Screw it down in there. And now, for you guys that like to record your RC adventures, this is a GoPro. You can use any type of mount that you have that uses this kind of connection. Screw that back in place. And let's get it tight there. Okay, now with the antenna up, you will see the antenna is in your field of view. You got two options for this. Fold it back and it is out of the way of the camera, or if you need to, you can twist it over and fold it down completely out of the way over to the side. So I'll just fold mine like that, and you can see you have a nice clear view. Trying to get some darker background here. So you can keep your eyes on your RC, and just a quick glance, easy to locate your RC and help you get great video. I've seen all kinds of people come up with contraptions to clamp on and change this bottom plate with a custom battery tray plate with connectors, but this right here, I don't think it could get any easier. Let me unscrew this handle here, screw off the GoPro, and if you have like a lot of guys record with their phone, which I still do a lot of that as well, simply because it's convenient and it's just one more item you don't have to take with you because you're always going to have your phone. Now if this, when you've got it completely tight, if it don't line up, you know, where you want it, you can use little washers or shims, whatever you want. That way when it's tightened up, it'll be straight. But for the sake of the video, let's just throw on this old Samsung phone I no longer use. But right there you have, well, this would definitely not be in the way, then your antenna wouldn't be a problem, but you can, there you go, easy access to all your buttons, and no need to try to come up with some contraption or clamping. I know the clamp kind is real popular simply because they work the best, but you know, I don't want to really clamp something down onto the base of the remote, and then every time you need to change batteries or whatever, get your battery tray door off, you have to unclamp your whole setup. Whereas this with the GoPro mount, you can just unscrew the knob there and pop your GoPro off of there, and you're good to go. So I probably will leave this on here forever. There's no sense to take on and off because I've got extra ones, and why not? So that's pretty much all the external differences. You know, as far as they still the same remote, you know. Let me get this lanyard out of the way. I'm really glad that they added the lanyard hook on there. You do not get a lanyard in the box with the 4GS, but the 6GS does come with a Radiolink lanyard. And if I could suggest anything to Radiolink, it'd be go ahead and throw it in with the 4GS as well. Because I checked on the website, you cannot buy the Radiolink lanyard separate as far as I know on their website, and I would really like the matching lanyard for that. But other than that, yeah, we'll go ahead and look at this is just like the other one. Use a 6AA, but the first thing you want to do, pop this tray out of there, JST connector, get rid of that. And what I always use, just a little lithium ion. This will handle up to a 4S battery as long as you got the JST plug. Just remember, when you're facing it, the negative is on the right. So I think it even has reverse polarity protection, but just in case, remember the negative is always on the right hand side. Go ahead and turn it on, and there's the familiar Radiolink screen. You access the menu by hitting both outside buttons, and that will bring up your menu, or choose English for the language. model. This will hold up to 10 different models, just like the version 1. Your endpoint adjustments, your steering exponentials, steering speed, throttle exponential. I mean, there's brake exponential, forward. There's just so many settings that this thing offers. It's insane. Throttle speed, ABS, acceleration, auto up. Now with the 6GS, channel 10 will be where the new cruise control feature will go. The 4GS is not compatible with the cruise control. Sub trims, reverse, if you need to reverse a channel for one reason or another. Dual rates. Let's see. Okay. There's your fail-safe. Let me go back up. The gyro is really nice. The thing with the Radiolink, they come with a built-in gyro, and these gyros work. I have tried it in my drift car. Of course, I have, external gyros that I run in my drift cars, but I wanted to check for more than just bashing. I ran this radio in my Creighton, my 6S Creighton, and it made lining up and hitting the ramp full speed much easier. So I put this in one of my drift cars, disconnected my external gyro, and it done an amazing job. I mean, I was blown away how good. And you can also adjust that. You can set your gyro with your sensitivity with the knob there on the side. So excellent, especially for bashing. If you have a hard time going full speed and hitting the ramp, and I've seen so many people blast off the side of the ramp, and that's where their RC gets destroyed because they didn't get a good straight run at the ramp. So really helps out having the internal gyro. You can turn it on and off with the bind button. GoPro's turning itself off. You can turn it on and off the gyro with the bind button. All these instructions are in the manual, and also I've done a previous video on this, the gyro. So I will I'll put a link to that video near the end. So if you want to check out everything about the gyro, go into more detail on the individual functions and features of the remote, they are in the first review I done on this radio. So very nice to come with the included gyro. And I think, the pre-mixing on this is just outstanding. You can use this. It's hard to get a radio without pre-mixing. Say you have a tank that's got, dual motors to drive each track. Or a boat. I had a RC boat that didn't have a rudder, but it had dual motors, propellers, and it turned by using power of one motor. If I wanted to turn right, of course the left motor would be way more powerful than the right motor. But anyway, you can premix all your channels to operate boats, tanks, any dual motor, rear steering. If you want, say you're into monster trucks or super crawlers, anything that have rear steering, you can dual mix and set it to any channel. So rear steering would be a breeze with this remote as well. So I think that is pretty much everything new and different. I'm really happy about the trigger, the upgraded trigger. I mean, it's just much more beefier than the original one, and it has the like I said, the grip in there instead of just the smooth. Much better fit, a little smaller diameter, but overall just a great radio. I have pretty much changed everything over to Radiolink, and one of my favorite radios. You can't beat the range. That's why popular with the FPV guys, because you know FPV guys like to go way out there and they can screw their FPV monitor right down into here, so you don't have to wear the goggles or have the secondary remote with the screen. Mount your screen right onto the radio and you're good to go. So that's going to do it. I'm going to have a lot more with this. I'm going to hook it up and show you in the drift car. More videos to come with this one in the future. I think Radiolink done a really good job with the updates, all the improvements, the easy button access. I mean, just totally improved upon an already great radio. So I will leave a link in the description for these. It is not an affiliate link. It's just a radio that I really enjoy, and I know you will too. So guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, anything I didn't cover or go over, just leave me a comment section down below. There'll be a link for this in the description. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.